There is nothing wrong with your radio.
Do not attempt to adjust the volume.
We are controlling the broadcast.
For the next hour we will control all that you hear.
You are about to experience the knowledge and insights of the Media Mothership.
All right, hey, you're listening now to Media Mothership here on Edge Radio 99.3 FM. This is Craig.
Oh, we're dropping the doctor
We'll
week.
go for first names. This is Craig, your host, joined by your co-host Taylor.
Hey!
And we're broadcasting out of Edge Radio Studios in Nipaluna, Hobart, Tasmania.
Yeah.
And on Media Mothership, we look at how media shapes our understanding of the world around us. Mainly, that means the type of meaning-making going on in little bits of media that I come across that week.
Okay.
So today's show is exploring news articles that I've come across.
Cool.
Mainly. Welcome back.
It never gets old, it never gets better.
It does. All right, so a couple of news articles I've come across. Let's dive straight in to Smarticles. I've come across first. Smarticles. The first one that I'm really keen to go into is one about this. I'll play you a trailer first.
I'm going to sneeze.
The devil has come to Pennsylvania.
Jack and Janet Smurl claim that an evil presence has found its way into their home.
8 people live in this house. 8 people have experienced this. 8 people are not crazy.
So, when did this start?
Heather's confirmation.
7th of September.
There's something in the attic. Ed, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before. This thing in your house is a demon. It's the first one that we ever encountered. We were young. We were scared. We ran away. And after all these years, it wasn't done with our family.
Yep, and what we're listening to there, of course, is the trailer for the horror movie The Conjuring Last Rites.
Wow.
Have you seen any of the Conjuring films yet?
I think I might have seen 1 and 2, maybe 3, or I might have not seen any. I don't know the difference between, like, spectres, Conjuring, any of the horror ones. They all just meld together for me.
So for those that haven't seen The Conjuring, of course, it features a kind of fiction reality stories of some famous kind of ghost hunting and all manner of spookiness. The latest ones really interested me because of the popcorn bucket.
Right.
Kotaku recently reported on Conjuring 4's popcorn bucket features Annabelle, and fans don't want it.
Yeah.
Right? So Annabelle is a notoriously haunted, possessed doll.
Yep.
Right? So it just looks like a normal doll, but it's a kind of creepy, haunted one. What's really fun about this story is that people don't want this popcorn bucket, not because it doesn't look good. I mean, if you look online, you can see it's basically the doll with popcorn in front of it that you buy, so you eat the popcorn out of it. many people are freaked out about it because, of course, the doll's possessed, and they don't want a possessed doll, right? It's just creepy. And in a way, it's a kind of narrative extension, right? Where the artifact, the object itself, is doing the storytelling from the film, right? There's nothing necessary. I mean, of course, the doll isn't possessed. The popcorn bucket isn't going to haunt you. But because they've chosen Annabelle, people are going, they don't want it because it's creepy. I'll play some TikTok shorts.
Okay. But even the real Annabelle Annabelle doll, which is haunted, doesn't look like that though.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So this is a very fictionalized.
And still, people are going weird about it.
Yeah. Well, and we'll dive into some of the weirdness. Here's some of the YouTube shorts of people responding to the doll.
Nice, really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So this film's coming out on August the 8th.
Good.
There we go.
And it is available now at Regal Cinema. At least our local Regal Cinema has them. Obviously in the shape of Annabelle. It comes with a large popcorn when you buy it. You can see the Conjuring last rites right there. And Annabelle's holding it. Almost looks like galvanized steel a little bit, but it comes with large popcorn, but you're not getting a large popcorn in that. They gave us a large popcorn with it, and there's no chance it's going to fit in there. They'll probably hold a small or medium, but inside you could see the little plastic screw thing because it's sitting between Annabelle's legs. But definitely a very, very cool popcorn bucket.
So that's one guy, obviously positive there in terms of how cool it is. What's interesting is there's another design. I'll see if I can get one where the guy's talking about the other design.
Do you know that I'm obsessed with all things Annabelle? Well, they're making a popcorn bucket. Please come to the UK. I need you.
You can now eat popcorn out of Annabelle's ass. Yes, you heard me right. The popcorn buckets for the brand new Conjuring movie have officially been released today, and we got 2 different versions of the Annabelle doll here, and of course the Cinemark one is the craziest. I have so many questions when it comes to this photo right here. Like, first of all, why would you want to buy an Annabelle popcorn bucket? Second of all, why would you want to eat popcorn out of her ass and get haunted for the rest of your life? First, you have the Annabelle doll going missing, and now we have a popcorn bucket where you can eat pop.
I had to pause there. So the reason why, so there's 2 designs. One design, she's kind of holding a popcorn bucket, and that's the most kind of conventional.
Yeah.
The second one is a kind of full doll, right, which you get. But then the sculpting on the back of it, right? So when you turn around, the back of it is all open.
Yeah.
So you can reach into it to get your popcorn. But of course, it appears as if from her kind of shoulder blades down to the buttocks is open, which is why he's saying, you're eating out of a butt. Because, you're going, it is awkward to see. Let's listen to his continued outrage.
Out of her behind. What are we doing as a society, dog? Here we have the Regal popcorn bucket for Conjuring the Last Rites, and it's a simple Annabelle doll with her legs spread out, and she has the popcorn bucket right in between her. Yeah, I'm good, bro. You can enjoy this movie all you want, but why would you want to have an Annabelle doll in your household? And look how creepy she looks when she has no popcorn in the middle. She's just out there spreading her legs. They call me the popcorn bucket guy for a reason, because I love getting the brand new popcorn buckets for all these movies, but dog, I think I'm good when it comes to Conjuring the Last Rites. I will not be watching this movie. I will not be owning this doll and putting her in my household. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, dog, what do you think?
Yeah. So now, so he's certainly against it. He doesn't see this kind of famous creepy doll on the bookshelf as something he wants. So I guess there's kind of like the dominant way to understand the gimmick of the popcorn bucket is, it's yet again another example of one of these typical quirky collectibles that movie cinemas are pushing out onto consumers. Where, I think the first one I heard about was the Dune one with a sandworm. You
Yeah.
could get that. And I think that was mainly in the States. I don't know if it came to Australia or Hobart.
I've seen Darth Vader.
Right, like what was it? The helmet?
The helmet, yeah.
Right. So they're becoming increasingly common. They're not inexpensive. They're quite pricey.
I just hate the word popcorn.
Okay, you've taken that in a.
I just hate it because I once saw an episode of One Foot in the Grave, and the fellow Victor Meldrew. I don't believe it. Have you seen that?
No, One Foot in the Grave. No.
Great British comedy cult television classic.
Yes, is this the one with the two old people?
It. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I have seen that. Yes.
And one time he goes into a store and orders some popcorn.
Isn't it Judy Dench?
No.
Yeah.
Popcorn, and he accidentally orders cop. So instead of popcorn, cop.
Porn. Oh, right.
And now every time I say popcorn, I go to say that. Every single time.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll keep this going on air then. Because the other reaction to these popcorn buckets, if we're taking Stuart Hall's approach to encoding, decoding, where there are 3 types of readings.
Yep.
Okay, what are the 3 readings? Do you remember from my semiotic classes?
3 readings for popcorn bucket.
Well, in this case, popcorn. Any object often has 3
anchoring,
decodings.
denotation, and connotation.
That stuff's good. But no, what I'm talking about is the dominant decoding, right?
Yep.
So the kind of mainstream,
Yep.
the one that the producer intends it to be seen
Right.
in. So the reading of the animal bucket from the producer point of view,
Yep,
like
the
bucket. The cinema companies, the places which are producing these novelties is people will see it all as quirky and as collectibles.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Yes, they're kind of weird.
Like that guy who wants to get all of them.
Yeah. There was that guy from the UK that was like, "Oh wow, I can't believe it. I hope they come here."
Yeah.
That would be a dominant reaction. The next one, kind of, you've got negotiated and oppositional decodings, right? So that last one we heard was going towards an oppositional decoding, but part of it was negotiated because he says he collects them. He does buy these popcorn buckets. He's just not going to do the Annabelle one because it's creepy.
Okay.
Right? So that's a kind of negotiated reading.
Okay, where you're like weighing up between.
Yeah, you're
options.
saying, I don't think the whole idea of these novelty popcorn buckets is wrong. Right?
But I'm not going to get this one.
I'm not going to get this one because of these readings. So, yeah, a bit of a... And it's mainly Annabelle's ass that he seems to have. Really, you're doing some psychology teaching, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's some real Freudian stuff there that he's struggling with. It's a very... Yeah, it's really not even subtext, the way he's discussing his problems with the bucket. So anyway, a kind of a bit of skepticism about it, but he's also very fanish about wanting to enjoy these buckets. But he is saying people just should watch the movie and not worry about the bucket.
Yeah.
The oppositional one is just totally dismissing this whole idea as trivial. That the whole kind of exploitation of fandom which is going on here with these costly overpriced buckets.
Yeah, well, as you said, the large doesn't even fit in there. So.
Oh, right, the large popcorn you can't even. Is it's just going to create waste, right? People are going to buy them and then throw them away. So there's some ethical issues there. It's kind of tasteless, right? The choice of these, like particularly the reaction of Annabelle's ass. Is that there's something kind of tasteless about that design.
And it's made out of plastic.
Yep.
Because it's not going to last long anyway.
So, and interestingly, the Kotaku article kind of talks about it, in terms of the Conjuring film franchise and the storytelling there. It's also a cursed item, right? The Annabelle doll is cursed. So you're also potentially bringing a cursed item home. Right.
Sounds good.
That will. There's one more clip. I'll play the last one of the Annabelle popcorn buckets. Yeah.
As fans of the Conjuring franchise know, we're nearing the final chapter of Ed and Lorraine Warren's cinematic journey. The Conjuring Last Rites is set to open on September 5th, bringing Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson back to their iconic roles for one last time. Directed by Michael Chavez, who also helmed The Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It, This film is said to be based on the infamous Smurl family haunting case, which gained significant media attention in the 1980s. And in a move that's become a hallmark of big-budget horror, the film's promotional machine is out in full force. The latest offering is a piece of movie memorabilia, an Annabelle popcorn bucket. This isn't just a simple graphic on a bucket, it's a detailed, three-dimensional collectible molded after the infamous doll herself. The bucket is currently available at Regal Theaters and can also be found online through Marcus Theaters for about $45.
45 US. So I'm not
That
sure
is wow.
how much it is in Australia. If you are planning on buying the Conjuring themed popcorn bucket, I have seen it. I was popping into Village Cinemas to see the Jaws 50th movie screening last weekend, and I did notice the Annabelle popcorn buckets are there. So SMS in now on 0488 11707 or text us on the YouTube or Twitch stream.
On the YouTube.
Get onto the chat on YouTube or Twitch, which we are live streaming at right now.
Right now.
You're listening to Media Mothership here on Edge Radio 99.3 FM. Nice. This is Media Mothership on Edge Radio 99.3 FM. I'm Craig, joined by my co-host Taylor.
Hello.
We were just talking then about the Conjuring bucket. Now moving on to story number two that I've come across. This story is coming out of Bounding into Comics, right, which is a really interesting website. I've only just started looking at it. It's a news entertainment site, mainly focusing on manga, anime, a little bit on comic books and video games. Its political leaning is a little right wing, right, and it's fascinating. There are a couple of sites I've come across recently which are, politically more conservative.
Oh,
in the way
so you're
unpacking.
trolling politically right-wing sites. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
right?
look, I've been really fascinating that the articles they're featuring and how they're unpacking them, right? So there's quite a few articles which are taking, kind of what could be discussed as progressive or woke narratives that are attempting to be wound into a story and critiquing it, right?
Okay,
So we won't. I mean, there's one or two that we might get around to, but this one's interesting because, again, it's that kind of nostalgia for a bygone age of anime that's lost,
right,
and today's generation kind of not engaged in the storytelling that was popular back then. So this one is Mobile Suit Gundam GQUX. Don't know how to pronounce that one. Gux. Director, so the director of this latest Gundam series, unsure if today's youth understand what it means to pilot a robot. What do you reckon that means, right? If you were to say, the anime director doesn't think today's youth don't understand what it means to pilot a robot. What would you think piloting a robot means? What do you think it would mean? You're gonna watch an anime all about piloting robots.
Are they talking about how, like, in the past, maybe that there was more, I don't know, logic behind where things went or how long things took, maybe, and maybe that's lost now and it's just more instant? Because I'm like thinking maybe they're piloting a robot. And if you're thinking, okay, so for a robot this size, you actually need to have 4 people piloting it, but now they've just got 1 person or something. I don't know. Many people are pointing out that there seems to be a decline of interest in mecha anime. Okay, right. That as you're describing, again, that classic, either from like the 1950s, 60s with kind of Mazinger Z, Gigantor. You see, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, as a more contemporary Western adaptation of the Japanese mecha concept. Yeah, you've got people inside the robots or virtually connected to the robots that are kind of piloting it. The idea now, the concern now amongst some anime and manga followers and directors, such as the latest Gundam series director, is that is there a lack of relevance to today's audience, today's kids, for mecha, and in particular, piloting a robot. So he's framing it. Tsurumaki, the director, is framing it and reflecting on the idea that today's young people's lives aren't connected to the type of storytelling with like Neon Genesis Evangelion, mainly, right? I guess if we're thinking about a big robot series apart from Gundam, Evangelion, which seem to connect with kids, their desire to kind of pilot robots to gain control. It's a bit of a power fantasy, right? I mean, piloting the robot, if it's aimed at young kids, you'd imagine one of the psychological perks, benefits, tropes is a power fantasy where you get to, even though you're young and you're not as strong as adults, you're able to get into a giant powered robot. And the idea, but that type of genre was also incredibly popular. So he's commenting now that, he's kind of quite melancholic and sad that these piloted robots, which he saw as being a kind of symbol of freedom and maturity, right? So just like you want to learn how to pilot a robot, kids today want to, as extension, real-world extensions, learn how to drive a car, learn how to get into drive a motorcycle or something. That is this contrasting with different interests, right? Either, the desire to learn how to drive a car. Maybe it's different in Japan, where car learning is maybe less popular. But maybe the interest on the power fantasy is different. That the kind of superpowers, the magic interests are in a different genre than mecha. One Piece. One Piece. Minions. I wouldn't say that they're aspirational figures for adolescents. I don't know. They're kind of cute. So the article, is kind of a concern that are we losing that? He points out that in terms of what seems to be popular, there's an ongoing discussion about the decline of mecha anime, which has seen reduced prominence since its peak in the earlier decades, so certainly late 90s, early 2000s, for Evangelion. And there's been a surge, though, in the genre of isekai.
Explain.
Isekai is portal fantasies, right? So, you travel to another world through being sucked into a portal.
Okay, yeah.
So isekai fantasies can include everything from, like, Ready Player One would be an isekai where you travel through a virtual world platform to go into this other virtual environment, or you get sucked into a fantasy world.
I can kind of understand that, because back in 2000s, that's when being able to learn robotics and go into that space was where it was all becoming really new and really interesting, and heaps of people wanted to do that. And whereas now people just want to escape from the world, and so they go into these portal ones. Makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, franchises like Gundam are still continuing. So it'll be interesting to see how that genre can continue. Maybe we need isekai Gundam fantasies, right? I know there was the Gundam Build series, which I saw a couple of episodes on it, and it interested me because one of the interesting stories of Gundam is when it launched back in the 70s, its initial anime TV sales were low. Modest to low, right? What really saved it as a popular anime franchise was its plastic model sales, right? Its plastic model sales were enormously successful.
For which one?
Gundam.
For Gundam, okay.
Right? And it was those plastic model sales which secured the TV animes continued success.
Were they just little figures, or was it like Meccano? We had to...
A little more like Meccano. These are the ones you kind of assemble. Bandai, who produces the Gundam figures or model kits, are amazing in terms of they're all snap-together kits. The modern ones are all color-coded in terms of the printing technology, or the molding technology has meant that the one single sprue that a particular assortment of parts are on are individually coloured or bulk coloured in certain sections, so the white sections and silver sections. So it's an amazing technology, and you clip them all together, and they're articulated models. So they're not the kind of Airfix Spitfires, which kind of you you build it and it sits there. These ones, you can still move around and enjoy it. And in fact, there are even, I've noticed Gundam models appearing in places like Big W.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Incidental advertising.
Yeah.
So they are even getting penetration into the Australian markets, which is surprising because, Gundam and model kit building has not been big in the West for a while. I think there's interest in model kits still, but I think the huge model kit interest is either the Warhammer 40k miniatures or your Gundam kits.
Yeah.
Less so your Spitfires and Sherman tanks. So yes, that's the Mobile Suit Gundam series. Is this a sad shift in the state of the world today? Is Gundam and giant robots becoming less popular? Feel free to SMS in now or message us on the chat.
04888 11707 if you're going to text in.
Yes. For those people that have never enjoyed Gundam, the intro to the classic Gundam might remind people of what Gundam is. It never made a broadcast into Australia during its first airing. It has since come back with like Crunchyroll and other streaming services to watch Gundam. Gundam Wing in the 90s got a lot of popularity, but this is the original Gundam opening theme that excited people about giant robots. Feel free to sing along. Yep, so that's Gundam. And again, Gundam's a fascinating franchise because, during the early interest in kind of less children's-based animation, many Western fans pointed to Gundam as one of those examples of a series that will kill your main character or kill characters that are significant and show the ramifications of war, the psychological conflict of it. Because, most of the Gundam robots are piloted by young teens. So it's considered one of those more mature young people's animations. Gundam. You never came across it?
No, never.
Okay, add it to your list. Add it to your list. You're listening to Media Mothership here on Edge Radio 99.3 FM with Craig and Taylor.
Hey.
And the next story I've come across. Really interested me in terms of, again, it's an anime link. Stories from abc.net.au back on the 9th of August. So it's about a month ago now.
Yeah.
A popular Japanese anime flag has become a symbol of resistance in Indonesia. Okay, it's not giant robots. It's the kind of skull and crossbones from One Piece used by Luffy. Are you a One Piece?
No, never watched it.
And do you know anything about it?
They're pirates, aren't they? And they and they can stretch their limbs really long.
Yes, Luffy can. So it turns out young Indonesians are raising the pirate flag from this anime, from One Piece. The article says, express frustration over the rising costs, lack of justice, and government policies. Right, and they feel that this symbol from the anime series One Piece is a perfect encapsulation on that. If you're not familiar with the image, the flag features a skull with a straw hat and is known as the Jolly Roger in the One Piece series. In the One Piece series, it's a symbol of resistance that the characters use, right? They'll fly that flag to let others know that these are the guys that are going to fight for the victims of the environment they're going to go into. This protest has been building a lot of global interest. It's coincided with Indonesia's 80th Independence Day. Some citizens were rejecting the official calls to prioritize the national flag, right? So they've used this flag as a way to also criticize the kind of nationalistic fervor that some Indonesian citizens are having problems with. The article goes on to say government officials warn of legal action against displaying the anime flag next to Indonesia's official colours, citing laws on flag desecration and national unity. It's an interesting question in terms of what flags you could fly in Australia that might galvanise public interest and support for what you're doing from popular culture.
Oh.
I'm thinking...
I thought you were going to say, like, Eureka Stockade.
That's already been claimed, I think, by various right-wing groups.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking more like you could fly the Star Wars Rebel flag.
Yeah.
That symbol from the Rebel Alliance, right? As a symbol of kind of we're rebelling against something and his... I mean, it's a bit of a clunky image, I think, the Rebel symbol.
Mm.
So is the Imperial one.
How about a big black flag with a red cube on it?
It's Radio's
That's Edge Radio's logo, yeah.
Would that be a protest symbol, do you think, that people would say, Edge Radio, that stands for youth? Obviously, that's the issue that flag is helping to address. I mean, you could do... a number of different franchise images of flags from various popular... I mean, you could do Star Trek, right? Go Klingons. Do the kind of...
I just can't think of any symbols from culture. Pokeball.
Yeah, you could fly the Pokeball. Yeah, I just want to have fun and play. The thing is, what does it stand for, I guess? So not only what's
capturing
the symbol,
our enemies and having them fight for it.
See, that's a good one. You've got to choose a symbol which is also pregnant with those dominant...
That's not the word I would have used, but sure.
And resistant readings. You need to appropriate it. Anyway, the article goes on to say the One Piece movement highlights broader issues, including economic hardships, stagnant justice for victims, such as the 2022 stadium tragedy, and trends in youth activism inspired by pop culture. As Edge Radio is a youth station,
that's true.
We should probably incorporate some Jolly Roger flags.
Sure.
The phenomena has sparked national debates about protest, patriotism, and the influence of global entertainment in Indonesian society. I mean, that's the other angle you could face yourself. Like, if you choose one of these pop culture icons, particularly one that's maybe associated with another country, like America, or in this case, Japan, there will be those that see it as a kind of globalized influence of another culture on yours. That is, this is, you should find symbols of your own country to protest with rather than use the ones from Japanese anime.
Flimsy argument, but sure.
Message in now if you would like to propose a popular culture symbol that could be used for Edge Radio's fundraising resistance group.
Just a big head of Sam Altman.
Who's Sam Altman again?
The CEO of OpenAI.
Oof. So there's a bit of interesting debate there around the popular culture. I will cite. There's a couple of hashtags you can follow if you're interested in this. Hashtag Bandera One Piece.
Hashtag Media Mothership.
But it's an interesting little bit of global solidarity as a. I mean, I've only seen the Netflix One Piece series.
Is that live action?
Yes, I stand in global solidarity as part of the international fan community.
What's more popular, One Piece or Attack on Titan?
One Piece.
Because I'm a teacher, and all the students bang on about, the geek students bang on about, is Attack on Titan. Obsessed with it.
I mean, Attack on Titan is a more gritty, adult-oriented or mature-oriented series. What do you know about Attack on Titan?
I've never seen any of it.
Right, giants, humanoids.
I assume it's on
violence.
the Moon Titan.
No, I think the Titans refers to the giant kaiju human Titan creatures. SMS in
Wouldn't
now.
it be Attack on the Titans then?
SMS in now 04888. Haven't you asked your students this?
No.
It seems like
I
the
don't care what
perfect
my students
conversation.
like.
Wow. DJ TJ in the house. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 5 players think they've finally solved the Mount Chiliad mystery, but others aren't convinced.
Is that the one where someone jumps off up the top when you get near it, or drives off the top?
So this is well, it's an Easter egg. What is it? It's so if you played it, you've likely heard about the Mount Chiliad and the notorious UFO Easter egg.
Oh, UFO.
Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
Associated with it. In September 2013, almost exactly 12 years ago, eager GTA fans booted up Rockstar Games' latest sandbox to find a trio of main characters, new locations, and so forth. Players were able to discover everything from the extraterrestrial remains to a crashed UFO ship, if they knew where to look.
Wow.
So basically, it's this long-standing Easter egg that fans have been puzzling about what it means. The content creator Gator Keys has recently claimed to have solved the mystery, suggesting that the FBI, a parody of the real-world FBI, so the FBI in the game, created the UFOs and that they represent the all-seeing eye.
Oh, exactly like real life then.
Conspiracy, all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
However, some members of the community remain unconvinced, and the mystery continues to be debated amongst fans. Actually, the article does touch on the fact that there seems to be possible connections to real-world conspiracy theories and the potential implications for future games. So, SMSN now. This one, so ABC reported on booming Asian music markets, providing a new opportunity for aspiring musicians. This is about K-pop and Australian musicians going to Japan, China, South Korea to enter the music business there to become significant players.
Oh, yeah.
The article says countries like Australia are benefiting from these collaborations and career opportunities. Have you come across many benefits to Australia?
Not heard of this.
As an Australian person interested in K-pop.
Not heard of this before.
I mean, there are Australians in the South Korean music industry.
Yeah.
Performers.
Mm-hmm.
Has their success and engagement had any impact on yourself in Australia as kind of like...
Well, it's a bit of like, Australia represent.
There have been a couple of YouTubes I've seen of Australian, like the Australian member of a K-pop group will be asked to speak Australian English.
Yeah.
To do an Australian English performance. And it's typically as abysmal as it sounds in terms of, g'day, Vegemite. So what would you assume a K-pop performer would perform? How would they perform Australian?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You've got ones who are from Australia, and you hear them just talk, and they sound really bogan. It's really funny.
Well, dovetailing into that, another article is Tourism Australia has nabbed Robert Irwin, Nigella Lawson for the new international marketing campaign.
Okay, no, I haven't heard about this.
All right. What's interesting to me is that this is this kind of, our performance of Australian for international tourism, right? So this is a new marketing campaign, which is so boring in terms of, yes, indeed, they've chosen the kind of Crocodile Dundee narrative again with Robert Irwin, right? Pushing that kind of Aussies all about nature and getting out there. And
I met Robert Irwin. I
yes,
don't think he remembers me.
I'm sure. Did you mention Media Mothership?
No, it's because he came down for like a convention over here, and I was working backstage, sort of thing. So I just met him, met Bindi, and met their mother. I can't remember what her name is.
Right. And in terms of celebrity theory, did you develop a parasocial relationship? Did you speak to them as if you knew them?
No. They were just people, and I was just another person.
Did they have an aura of celebrity around them? Is there something different about them?
Well, not really, because it was like backstage where people don't have the light showing on them, so they just seem like ordinary people.
Right. And did they recognize you?
No.
Did they say,
media mothership? No, this was like 10 years ago, so quite a long time ago.
Okay, so the next article...
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm just getting set up now.
What are you doing?
Yeah, well, this is the article here.
Oh, my God.
All right, so this is an article from Polygon.
Yeah. Polygon.
You're listening to Media Mothership. I'm DJ Craig. We've got DJ now. So it's an article from Polygon. Headline, Gamers are taking over W Place.
Yeah.
The Google Maps for mass collaboration pixel art. Fans Deltarune, Pokemon, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Deltarune? How do you say it in English? What is Fans Deltarune?
Fans of Deltarune. Deltarune is a game.
Okay. How does that make... Yeah, great. They're professing their love on the world stage through pixels. So this place called W Place, users can collaborate in real time to create a massive pixel art map of the world. Anyone can contribute, the article says, by placing a single pixel every 30 seconds. Oh, wow. And the platform has already gained a large following, with users creating art inspired by popular games like Deltarune, Pokemon, and Sonic the Hedgehog. The website features a leaderboard, alliances, and microtransactions.
Of course.
But users can also enjoy the content without spending money. Overall, WPlace aims to provide a fun and interactive experience for users to create and appreciate pixel art together. What's pixel art? Have you gone into pixel art?
I quite like pixel art.
So what I was most interested in is what Tasmania, Hobart, has ended up with as its pixel art. So basically what it is, it's like Google Maps, right? So you go to WPlace Live, and then it has this Google Maps type image. Yep, all right. So now we're zooming into Hobart. If you're watching us on the live stream, you can see it, but Taylor will provide... Okay. Oh, wow. So we've got a Zaku Gundam over Hobart City. Here in Mount Nelson, Sandy Bay Studios, where Edge Radio is located in Nupaluna, we have like a pentagram.
Yeah, a Wiccan symbol. Brilliant.
Wow. Yeah. But we do have a Pokeball. Actually, the Pokeball probably is where the studio is.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Right? Because that's Mount Nelson is just a huge Wicca symbol.
We've got Dragon Ball up the top there.
Yeah. So Hobart City itself is, I recognize a couple of these pink Gundam.
Vaporeon.
Okay, Pokemon creatures.
Slugma. Gardevoir.
Any surprises there from what you're seeing for Hobart?
Shiny Metagross.
If we go down to we've got a Pink Floyd fan coming off the southern outlet there.
Oh, yeah.
If we head down to Kingston, wow, Kingston is just weird. We've got some Pokemon stuff. Then we've got, I think that's the guy from Monsters University.
Oh, yeah. Mike Wazowski.
With a huge eyeball, I think from Undertale or...
That is
something.
weird.
It's Undertale.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And you got Lane, the anime Lane, which is really obscure late 90s cut. Yeah, a couple of Transformers. It's fascinating. Oh, wow. Over here in South... Bruni has McDonald's. A huge McDonald's. That's hilarious. Well, there you go. Well, if you're bored and looking to create some interesting pixel arts and represent the cultural identity of your location, head over to wplace.live.
And place a pixel every 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how that reflects who you are or aren't. I mean, there's such randomness to it. There's a huge Pokemon popularity to it. There's one Australian football reference.
Oh, yeah.
Essendon.
I think the thing with the Pokemon pixel art, though, is that Pokemon pixel art already exists, and so being able to find like a template in order to draw it should be actually pretty simple compared to other things.
That's a really good point. I don't know how the mechanism works in terms of the pixel art requirement of it. So to upload your pixel art, you're basically doing like a, Microsoft Paint type blocky thing. And you're having to, maybe this will be our test to try and get Media Mothership's logo in there by the end of the week. Or maybe the Edge Radio logo. That's a really fascinating bit of kind of communal fan creation, but also monetized. Sadly.
Weirdness.
Yeah. All right, flipping around for
flip.
The next exciting news piece. Done GTA. And that from the gamer piece, Microsoft. Oh yeah. So as you know, on Edge Radio we have Leo's show Hyperfixation Sensation on Tuesdays at 11. Turns out he's a huge flight simulator guy.
So are you?
Yes, yeah. Sadly, I don't have this game, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024.
What have you got then?
I have...
Flight Sim 98.
No, I do World War II Flight Sim stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, Spitfires. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 will soon let you tour Jurassic World.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I love the idea of flying an airplane into a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Or something. Or like the classic King Kong, talking of giant monsters. Like at the end of King Kong, he's fighting the biplanes in the original 1930s version, or helicopters in the 1970s version. I can't remember. I think Jackson's remake of King Kong in the 90s.
Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Pete, as I call him.
Yeah.
Also had biplanes. But yeah, you could reenact the King Kong biplane attack.
Yeah.
Because I do love that idea of getting into the flight sim and checking out Jurassic World. I want it to be potentially... I mean, you're better off in a Spitfire, where at least you've got machine guns.
Yeah, it depends if it's just the location or whether it's populated.
I think there's dinosaurs. So the article says it'll add the archipelago, which will feature dinosaur-filled islands from Jurassic Park and World films, with release plans for late August. Yep. Well, I'm curious, if there could be this... I mean, this is all very corporate, designed to sell games and so forth. More interestingly, could something unexpected happen in it? I mean, the whole premise of Jurassic Park is that human hubris has its downfall and the dinosaur's life finds a way. So just like in this, I'd like to think that the flight sim community could do something with those dinosaurs not expected by the creators.
I can't think of anything.
Reenacting the King Kong movie surely must.
Yeah. But that's expected, surely.
Yeah. What I'm talking about, so the dominant reading,
Yeah.
going back to Stuart Hall's encoding-decoding model, dominant reading of this is people are just going to see this and be reminded about Jurassic World and think, oh, yeah, I like it.
That's the intention.
I like it.
I
like it. The negotiated reading could be, Jurassic World. I see the dinos, but I can't do anything and I don't like it. Right? I feel frustrated by being on rails.
In the sky.
The oppositional reading might be,
the dinosaurs aren't real. Screw this.
Yeah, okay. You could reject the whole premise, or you could, hack it, right? Mod it in a way.
That's the way.
So that you can, merge your plane and dino together to have a dino plane.
Yeah.
Right? Or, pilot it as a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Right? Or one of the actually, you'd probably want to use a smaller dino like the Velociraptor. So the Velociraptor is the pilot of the airplane.
Or fly around as a Nyan cat.
See, I think you've skipped that is modding, I would agree. Yeah, so
I just remember when every single mod, every single game mod at least included putting Nyan cat into it.
Last little article piece, because we're pretty much out of time, is again from ABC News. Rugby League 26 video game developer hits back at criticism from players who should know better.
Wow, okay.
So basically this article is talking about Big Out Studios that produced and developed the Rugby League 26 game. Now, they've pushed back against criticism from the players themselves, who have said that their likenesses in this game are not accurate, that they don't look anything like the versions of themselves they're seeing in the game. So according to Ross Simmons, the chief executive of Big Ant Studios, some players who criticized the game did not have their faces scanned for the game, right? So those players that are saying, hey, I look like a waxwork dummy, or this doesn't look like me at all, just didn't turn up to the scanning that needed to do to get their versions more fully done. Which actually, I was watching the video about why The Rock from that Mummy film, right? So in the Mummy, the Scorpion...
There's a rock in the Mummy film.
The wrestler, The Rock,
oh.
appeared in like the second Mummy film,
Scorpion
King, right? Which is a spin-off of the Mummy films, I think, right? Anyway, people bemoaned that at the time, even early on, as being one of the best. The game designer finally came out and said why it turned out to be so bad.
Yeah.
Because of The Rock scheduling with wrestling, they could never bring him in to do scans on his face.
Uh-huh.
So all they had to do was build it from scratch, his face. So they could never scan it. So they were just going off, a bog standard 3D, like your pixel art process.
Yeah.
Which is what the right now is saying about the problem with rugby games. If you don't turn up and have your face digitized and scanned, you're going to look like these faces. So the game sold 6 times as many copies as initially forecast, so quite successful. And they're hoping to get more people involved. So yeah, it's interesting the kind of reaction. So that's why we at Media Mothership have already scanned our faces in. So we're ready to be digitized.
I haven't done this.
Oh, well, I've been taking photos while you've been
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because, of course, our plan is to put Media Mothership into a game. Maybe we'll go into Rugby League 26 and do Media Mothership episode in the game as sports
announcers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So feel free to get in touch with us, Big Ant Studios. All right. I did see the new Superman movie, so maybe I can squeeze in one more point.
Oh, this is why you're at the cinemas then?
Actually, I caught it around at a friend's place because it's finally come on the streaming services here in Australia. Basically...
Is this the Superman that people were annoyed at because he wasn't buff enough?
Yeah, there was a little bit of pushback. Certainly in terms of Cavill. Right? He's not as buff as Cavill. I don't think anyone...
It's as buff
could
as
attain
Cavill.
Cavill's buffness.
Yeah.
So yes, there's been some pushback against the vision because it's not at all Zack Snyder's vision, right? This is much more aligned to your Boy Scout version of Superman, who's there to help people and will sacrifice himself to help you and to save people. So it's a much more kind of optimistic version. But some people are saying that the relationship Superman has with the American government, as depicted in this version, is a little problematic. That does his values align as strongly to the American vision today as it was before? Right? Because there's a classic version of one of the issues of Superman had him frustrated at not being able to at stopping a war in a third country, so outside of the US. The sense was that he was stepping in for US jurisdiction to make that, and saying that he stands for America, but saying, no, he's just looking to save people. He's not doing it as a representative of America. So in one of the comics, he renounces his American citizenship so that he'll be free of that politics of any incursion he makes around the world being a sense of the extension of US government policy or not. And that issue comes up in this film too, as he's attempting to de-escalate a border conflict in a, comic book named Middle Eastern country or pair of countries. So yeah, interesting questions about the American government. Worth watching. I would suggest worth watching. I very much enjoyed it. I would suggest putting it on your list, Taylor, if you haven't seen it already.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think my skills are getting better on the Kalimba. So keep listening to Edge Radio. Right now, we'll go to Edge ID Ollie's socials. One of my favorite tracks.
Keep up to date on our socials.
I think that's Ollie's. This has been Media Mothership for another week. Next week, listen in. I'm hoping to do a unpacking of the classic 1970s Japanese samurai series, Lone Wolf and Cub. I've come across a interview from 1987.
Wow.
From these famous Japanese manga artists. So we're going to unpack what inside that brings it. So if you're a fan of the Shogun series, Samurai Shogun series that aired on Netflix a while ago, do tune in for that. This has been Media Mothership for another week. I've been Craig, joined by Taylor.
Bye.